horses. Now to a Local 15 News reality check. Most of us have either taken or are currently on prescription drugs. Billions of prescriptions are written each and every year, and unfortunately thousands of people die from prescription errors annually. In tonight's reality check, Local 15's Andrea Ramey looks at the mistakes that can be fatal.
Whether it's the wrong dose or wrong medicine altogether, mistakes do happen. I spoke with people who suffer the consequences.
They were surprised how I was walking.
This man, who we'll call Bill, says his blood pressure was at stroke level when he went to the emergency room.
They were so surprised that I should have been in the morgue instead of telling them how I was feeling that day. My blood pressure was that high.
Bill had been taking what he thought was Ambien to help him sleep. What he realized later, the pharmacy had given him the wrong medication, his father's heart medicine.
It might look old, but my dad is 80. It shouldn't have to go to the point that somebody get hospitalized, then you put junior or senior in the computer.
Bill says he was in the hospital for a week.
I thought I could die the whole time.
He wound up suing the pharmacy, and due to that settlement agreement, Bill says he doesn't want to reveal his identity, but he's far from the only local case.
Every year, unfortunately, we handle a number of cases that involve some type of prescription error.
Attorney Robert Mitchell, who did not represent Bill, says he's currently handling a case where allegedly the wrong dosage of lithium was given.
They unwittingly took the medication over a multi-day stretch and suffered lithium toxicity that ultimately proved fatal.
In this lawsuit Mitchell filed, he alleges another client was prescribed 1 milligram of the blood thinner Coumadin, and instead the pharmacy gave her 10 milligrams.
Takes the medication over a roughly 7-8 day stretch, has massive internal bleeding, and thankfully got to the emergency room within the nick of time.
There actually are some studies that have been done that show that the rates are as high as 3%. So 3 out of every 100 prescriptions, there's something wrong with it. And it's important for people to know that.
We spoke with the president of the Institute for Safe Medication Practices, pharmacist Dr. Michael Cohen, via Skype. The nonprofit watchdog group he heads is devoted to medication error prevention and works closely with the FDA.
But there are some things people can do to help prevent those types of errors.
Cohen says know what medicines you're supposed to take and learn the dosage. Look at the labels and make sure you're receiving the proper medication before you ever leave the store.
You want to talk to the pharmacist, open up the bag in front of them even, and have them tell you about each medication. If it doesn't make sense, you know, what you're hearing doesn't make sense based on what the doctors told you, there could be something wrong.
It could save your life. Cohen says each year 8,000 to 9,000 people in the country die due to prescription mistakes.
The fact is, most of the time they get it right, but when they don't get it right, the effects can be life-altering for people.
According to the Alabama State Board of Pharmacy, it's not required in Alabama for pharmacies to report to the state when mistakes happen, making it difficult for consumers to check on their pharmacy. If you want to learn more about things like look-alike and sound-alike drugs and drugs that are on the high alert list, go to our website, local15tv.com, and click on the Find It section. Back to you.
Local 15 News is your advocate to expose corruption, fraud, and waste in local governments. If you know of any wrongdoing, scams, or abuse of your tax money, call the Reality Check hotline. There it is, 877-315-7268. Well, they are threatened by both